Hello everyone, Mitch here from Optional Extra. Today I'm here to talk about a super special series, a series so special I had to get a special guest to talk about it, which is Jimmy Good from Critical Reviews. Welcome.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. So it's been a while of trying to figure out what we're gonna do in this video, and well, we're talking about Smash Bros. Because they're getting a new one. Looks awesome, and I guess you could call it Ultimate.
Yeah, that's one word for it, for sure.
Yeah, that's what they're describing it as. But before we kind of get into all about that, I kind of wanted to go back to the very beginning, back
Yes.
where Smash Bros came from, which is the very late 90s, which was, a good time. Good time. Wasn't very
Oh,
old then,
yeah.
but and yeah, it's I guess to start with, it's just like to talk about Super Smash Bros. At the time, it was unheard of, like a thing with all these characters from Nintendo just beating each other up.
Yes. It was so good. I remember this commercial that aired here. I don't know if you guys got it, but it
I
basically
didn't
showed
see
like
many.
it was like Pikachu and Donkey Kong and Yoshi, but people like dressed in costumes and they were just like they were skipping around together and it was just like they're playing this like nice song and then they just started punching each other and it was so good. It's just wonderful and amazing. I should find it and like send it to you because you'd be
Yeah.
like, this is incredible.
I'm in awe that we didn't get that because that sounds so amazing, and we didn't get it. Just like I
Yeah.
guess Australia, it's
Yeah,
violent. We
robbed.
can't have it. But yeah, like my first memory of playing the game was I hadn't heard of it before. I rented it at a Blockbuster. It's like
Yes.
this looks cool, and then I remember begging my dad to go like, I need this game. Can we please get it? And then it was like a few weeks later, we were in the car. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna pick it up from this person's house who didn't want it." So I
Whoa,
guess
cool get, dude. Nice.
it's just like, why wouldn't you want Super Smash Bros? That's my
I don't
biggest.
know.
It's just so good.
Maybe the parents got it and then they're like, this won't be very violent. And then they're like, the kids are just punching each other for hours
Yeah,
in a
and
game.
one of them's died, and it's just
Yeah, I got smashed off the stage and people applauded. They're like, what? Why?
why are you rewarding this? But it's just at the time this is so unheard of, and I think it really set the stage of the future of this game because obviously it's the first one, but in terms of what that series meant, and I guess it really wasn't till the second one when they got it really popular. But what was your first memory of playing Super Smash Bros. For 64?
Yeah, I used to play that game at my buddy's house. A few of them had it. It was one of those things where like one would own it or one would rent it and we'd go and play
Yeah.
it. I remember being obsessed with it. And I didn't have an N64 at the time. And my
Oh no.
birthday was coming up, and I have a twin sister, and we kind of shared a lot of things. So this is probably something we're going to share. I remember my parents kind of like were talking to them and saying like, "Hey, we want an N64," and I said to them, "Whatever you do, don't get me Super Mario 64 because I'd rather have Super Smash Brothers 64."
Oh man.
Game that day, birthday happened, and I was like, got the N64, freaking out like every kid was, does and whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
remember
then
that.
Super Mario 64 was all I had. And I was like, no, which
It's
it's a
because you
great
said not
game.
to.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, not that one because I wanted Smash Brothers. And once I got that game, which we got it pretty quickly after,
Yeah.
I was just like enamored. I loved playing as Kirby and getting the grab and the pile driver, which you grab him and hit up, and he goes off the screen and comes and slams him back down.
Yeah.
And I just remember playing just for hours and hours, just cranking up to like 99 minutes, playing with my buddy, and just like going just like all night if we could. It was so much fun.
Yeah. It's like me and my brother, we used to play this game endlessly. It's just like we get home from school and it's just, what do we want to do? Well, we want to beat each other up. But how are we going to do that? Doing Super Smash Brothers. And I
Yep.
was always Fox and he was always Link. And it was
Yes.
just always a battle. And it wasn't until Super Smash Bros. Melee when that got really intense because it was every day after school. It's always playing Super Smash Bros. Melee, which gonna make the transition to talking about that now.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Melee, man, like a step up for sure. It like
Yeah.
pretty much in every respect.
Yeah, it
Really,
was.
I think.
Do you think they expected it to be as like go as far in the competitive scene as it did?
I doubt it, because at first when you look at Smash Brothers, it's not necessarily like a competitive fighting
No.
game, especially at the beginning when it was based around like what if a kid took a bunch of toys and like made them fight, and what Smash Brothers was like, what if your toys came to life, and then that moved away from that, and it was like, all right, what if Fox could like do a really cool shield thing, and then like Sheik was there and they fought, and it was like really technical. I think they
Yeah,
just like went like so far past the mark we thought a sequel would be, and then it was just like, whoa, it took off in a crazy way.
that's true. But I kind of want to talk about the GameCube. Like, did you own a GameCube?
Yes, I did. Yep, because that was the next step up from the N64.
Yeah,
Obviously, it wasn't the same magic. I don't think. The N64 was just so
no.
like that jump from the standard, or I shouldn't say standard, but to the 3D. I was just like, oh. But then
Yeah,
GameCube looked great, but still, Melee was probably the best thing on there.
yeah, I would agree. That's like I'm a big fan of the GameCube. It was before I got into Xbox and Halo. It was just like I still love how that console looks. The Cube, it's still
Oh
like
my gosh.
got
Yeah, for
it
sure. It's
out
got a
there. But,
handle.
like it's got a handle. Like why?
I
But
love
why
it.
not? Just, yeah, I call the console cute, which I guess they're not really looking for. And like when you see a PS4, it's just like we're going for cool, or an Xbox, it's
For sure.
calling it the Scorpio. But yeah, so Smash Bros. Melee came out in December 2001 in North America, which is a day after my birthday. But that doesn't matter because Australia had to wait until the 31st of May. So
Yeah, I feel so bad for you guys. Like, listen to this history. It's like, I'm so sorry.
yeah, we're used to waiting down here. It's just
Yeah.
a lot of waiting for everything to get better, and eventually Nintendo were nice, but for now it's still the long wait. And yeah, I remember being so excited for this game to come out because it's just the sequel to one of the greatest games ever, in my opinion. Then Melee comes out and there's an adventure mode. Like
Oh my
how
gosh.
unexpected was
Yes, and I
that?
love that. It was just like an add-on to like the kind of fun, like the target smashing and stuff from the last games. Like, what if we took that up and it was kind of like a single player thing? And you're like,
Mm.
what? Like, cool. Like, that's so
What?
amazing. Yeah, I loved it. And a bigger roster too, obviously.
Yeah, bigger roster added, wholly big characters. I guess the big standout was Mewtwo, who
Oh, yes.
became a staple of the series and didn't quite end up in the Wii U one till a bit later, but
Yes, I remember also like Fire Emblem. That's where it first came on the scene for me personally,
yeah,
because they have like I was like, who's Roy and who's
who's
Marth, and
Marth?
and then I got into the Game Boy Advance games, which are incredibly fun. I
I
was
haven't
like,
played it.
oh man, like they're like I just think they're incredibly good, and like the newer ones are obviously wonderful too. But there's something about those old sprites or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
They just
just
look so good.
I love how the Game Boy like Advance did graphics and just the old Pokemon games. I still love how they look like Ruby and Sapphire. Still enjoy how those look.
Yeah, they pop. They pop for sure. They look great still. Totally.
Yeah, that's how you age well. But yeah, with the Fire Emblem characters, I always and like kind of to say like me and my brother, we exclusively versed as Roy and Marth. That was our thing, and it's just it got so crazy because we invite friends over and they're like, "I can't verse you. You two are too good." It's just
That's so great. Wait, were you Roy or were you Marth?
I was Marth. I was always kind of the underdog character because he always picked like, oh, I'm going Roy. He's cool and does fire, and I'll just pick the other one because well, he counters him a little bit. Except Roy was better in every single possible way.
I used to play Marth a lot though too. My buddy would play Roy, and I was always like, "All right, you know what? I'll be a little bit sneakier. I've got like my Shield Breaker B. I don't like explode when I like hold it like you do, but
Yeah,
the counters, man. Introducing a counter, I think, was like the first step to like saying this game is going to be a little bit different than the last one for sure.
yeah. It's just getting people off guard with that counter. It was such a rewarding thing for these characters, and it's like a big reason why you play it because no other character can reflect an attack like that.
Yeah. Oh, it was so gratifying too. And then like I think as a kid would spam it after a while because I was like, you can't get me. I've got my counter, and then like that would really open you up if you were stupid and used it too much. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, but there's another part of Super Smash Bros. Melee that was incredible and is still incredible, and it's that intro with all the characters fighting and the full motion video kind of thing.
Yes, that is like spine tingling. I mean, you take that little beginning you had on the N64 version, then just be like crank that way up, and it's like
To 11, and then it's just Yeah, I remember always it was just so cool to just watch them all fighting in this really cool way. And it wasn't till the Wii version until they did this. They took that up even further to a level I did not ever expect. And it's a perfect segue, so I'm going to use it. So the mode, the Subspace Emissary in Smash
Yes.
Bros. For Wii, that that is just that is as top as it gets for these games in terms of like all these characters interacting in a story that they sort of made make sense. Like it didn't seem weird as this kind of made sense to me. Like all these characters meeting up in this world and fighting.
Oh, I totally agree. And usually with fighting games, it's kind of difficult to like piece it together. Like if you look at the Marvel versus Capcom stuff, like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, there's like
Yeah,
almost no story. And when they try to do story, it's still like not really great. And it's like not even that many different worlds colliding. But Super Smash Bros. Has so many different characters from all these beloved franchises. And to put them together and like have them team up and make it seem like they're on teams, like villains and heroes and all of that, it worked out so well, and I was like, "This is so cool."
I bet they didn't expect it to work out that well. It's just like we're going to put them all in and see how this goes. And what they made was, I guess, one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in gaming.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it is beautiful. Oh, for sure. It's just like, and I don't know. Like, I get why some people get frustrated with like Brawl and saying like it's not as technical as Melee,
Yeah,
but like that alone, like really made it stand out and above Melee in that
yeah,
regard.
yeah. I guess you wouldn't really like Melee. I guess playing it as like a 10 or 11-year-old, I wouldn't have been aware of all this technical stuff. And then
Yeah.
going into Brawl, it's just, I didn't notice. I'm like, this plays the same. The only thing that Brawl did add was tripping, which where your character would just fall over randomly. It's just,
Yeah, that was weird.
that was the only thing that stood out to me going, why did they add this?
Yeah, it's like, why would you just like so like run around with Fox, who seems pretty adept, and then he's like, "Whoop! I
Whoop.
fell down." I'm like, "What? Like, what? Was there a banana peel there? What?"
No, it was just a bit slippery. You didn't see it. And I think another thing Brawl added was the first time third-party characters had actually appeared in it, which was Snake and Sonic. Like, talk about a good two to add as your first third-party characters.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like just it's so weird to have a game that still looks and makes sense to have like Snake versus Mario, and they're both like humans but very different. That's one thing I would look at. Like PlayStation All-Stars didn't really do super duper well, is like make those worlds combine. But Snake being
Yeah,
there didn't feel super out of place.
no, it felt like he fit within it, and the level they added for him being God, I can't think of its name. What's the Snake level?
I think it's Shadow Moses Island.
Shadow Moses
So
Island. Yeah, never actually played Metal Gear Solid.
yeah, I was gonna say I haven't really I've dabbled in the franchise, but I haven't gotten so far into it. Some
Yeah,
people are like, "That's blasphemy," and I'm like, "Hey, all right, there's a lot of games, all
it's
right."
sort of there's a lot of games. You can't play all of them, but that was a really cool level with how
Oh yeah.
just other Rex Metal Gear would just pop in. It's just it was like it was really cool, and to see Sonic as well in the game is just. I mean, Sega and Nintendo have had a past.
For sure.
I guess this is more than this is the we beat you, and Sega's like, yeah, we know we're just put Sonic in. It's cool. We're
Yeah.
friends now.
It's like I could still see like Microsoft doing this with like either Banjo Kazooie or like Master Chief and being totally like, "Hey man, we're competitors in a weird way, but here's our character. It'd be
Yeah.
great if he was in the game."
But like Minecraft's everywhere, and that's Microsoft now. So
Yep, that's true. And it's like
maybe
on Switch and stuff.
yeah, and they're crossplay together. So I don't think the dream for that is dead. I think one day Master Chief could appear in this game.
Yep, it's coming. It's that or Banjo. One of the two.
That'll be probably Banjo.
Banjo
Master
Kazooie. I
Chief is
feel
really
like
fit.
I can't believe Banjo wasn't in the first game. That always bothered me as a kid because I thought like, what a perfect fit, and he was such a perfect character to be in there, and just didn't do it. I was like,
Yeah, they just didn't do it, and it was sort of sad. But
yeah,
maybe one day Banjo will find his way
one
back
day.
or find his way to it.
Yeah, exactly. Did you ever make any of your own levels? Because the level editor, when they added that to Brawl, I loved doing that. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I made a few, but I never felt I was making a good level because it's just I made this
Yeah,
level with lots of
neither did I.
spikes and lots of slippery bits, and I was like, oh, I can play it, guys, and just had friends over, and they're like, "What the hell is this? This isn't fun. This is terrible." And then I never made another level.
That's so sad. Like I try to like mimic other levels that the game had made. Then I made one called like Brawl, where it was like the largest I could make it was like a big square, and you had to get in at the top, and I put like a little thing over the top of it, so you just beat each other up until you were like all at like super max percentage. So like one hit would just send you flying around in this box. It's really stupid.
Yeah, it's sort of like the temple map where there's that bottom area where
Yep.
you run down there if you're on high damage and it's just get knocked everywhere. It's just a battle to the death until one of you gets knocked and slips right out off the screen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that Hyrule Temple. So good.
We'll get to talking about our favorite stages a bit later, but
Oh, for sure.
yeah. So Super Smash Bros. Brawl came out on March 9th in 2008 in North America, and Australia got it on June 2nd. So, the way it's shrinking.
It's shrinking a little bit. Yep.
Yeah. But the point where it really shrunk was with Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, which bit of a lengthy name, but
yeah, it's true. Not the best name. I kind of wish they would have kept with like a little something like Brawl and Melee. I thought was great, but
yeah, like
I don't know,
Battle.
felt
That's a
scrum.
bit like.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be weird.
Yeah. Now they dropped it for this one, which Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. Like that came out on October 3rd in North America and October 4th in Australia for 3DS. So
Okay.
got a day
There you
different.
go.
And then on Wii U, it came out on the 21st of November in the US and the 29th of November in Australia. So the gap has been closed.
That's great. Yeah, that's nice to hear that over time it's like they've learned. Like that's
Over
good.
time, yeah. The international, they've gotten better at getting it over here, which is awesome. But yeah, the Wii U was like, in my opinion, this is probably my favorite Smash Bros. Game.
Really?
Yeah, in terms of like, it's about to be topped because I was just amazed at all these characters. The game looked really good, and I just liked how it all worked together and how they all fought. But there are a few major things missing from that game, which I really hope Ultimate addresses with like an adventure mode or Subspace Emissary. It's just, it feels like to call it an Ultimate version, you need this. Like you can't call Ultimate without it, despite having all the characters. And so
I agree with you because if that was missing now, especially like you said, calling it Ultimate doesn't just mean every character we've ever done, which is incredible and amazing. That's for sure wonderful. But like this is the best opportunity to go just crazy with make it just like if you don't want to make an insane story, just some sort of adventure mode at least, please.
You've got all of these characters all together, and this just seems the best time to do something like that. And the Wii U one didn't do it, which was sad. And they added like a bad version of Mario Party with like a board that you went around.
Oh yeah, I remember trying that out and thinking like, what is this? It's like, no. Like for some odd reason, Wii U didn't want to do the party games, right? Because like that Mario Party on there too, wasn't that the one where you like we're all in one like car moving around the board?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you guys doing party wise? Come on, guys.
Yeah, the Wii U was, not their best console. In fact, it's their worst console going off sales and all of that.
Yep.
But it had some great games, and Smash Bros was definitely one of them. And
totally.
Yeah, I think, and the interesting thing was this was the first time Smash Bros was portable, which obviously the now new one will have the Switch, which take anywhere, but this was new at that time, whereas it's on 3DS, which probably made it sell a lot more than otherwise would have.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that was a smart play. Obviously, you look at Nintendo as a company that is dictated a lot by a Japanese market, and having portability is huge for them. So, and that's why the Switch, and that's why things like this and Pokemon can be on this now and be like, yep, it pleases everybody. Great.
Yeah, everyone's happy. And it'll be cool to take Smash Bros. Wherever you go. But
for sure.
Yeah, so being portable is awesome. I think this is the first Smash Bros. DLC, which... Yeah.
Yep.
I think so. And
I think so.
Yeah. So, and the DLC is something that was really cool of who they added, and it was something no one would have expected or would have thought could be possible. But Cloud's playable in Super Smash Bros. Just the most iconic Final Fantasy character, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that just like opened up the floodgates for like the fan speculation of like, well, if they got Cloud, couldn't they get like almost anybody? Like if they made the right deal. Exactly. Yeah. Could they get Banjo? I know people like screaming. I know Goku's in a different weird spot, but like a lot of people want Goku, and I'm like, okay, maybe with Cloud that you could do that. But
I'd be cool with Goku, and it's just as long as they're really cool characters in this game, and clearly they've made them work with Cloud, and then you got Bayonetta, you got Ryu, you got Mega Man,
Yep,
you got
yep.
Pac-Man, but yeah. Although Mega Man and Pac-Man were added in Brawl. Were they?
Oh
No,
yeah.
Wii.
Was it? Wait, was it Wii U? I thought it was. Was it Brawl?
No,
I
that
think it
was
was
Wii U,
Brawl.
yeah.
Or was it
I
Wii?
don't know.
Oh no, I was gonna
I
say
don't
now I
know.
have to think back. It might have been Wii U. I
Let's
might have to
just
double
go
check
with
this.
Wii U and move on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say I will never. It'll take me so long to look at Bayonetta as a Nintendo mascot, like she is now, because
Yeah.
they helped make 2 and 3 and they
Bayonetta
kind of all
3,
happen.
yeah.
It's just so weird to like her in there. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
nuts. But what a cool character, man, to throw on your
No,
fighting
it's
game.
just, I wouldn't have expected them to add her because of like who her character is. It's just like it's more a kids game, but they added her in anyway, and she fit really well.
Yeah, yeah, she did.
And
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nintendo clearly believes in that franchise because they're investing in making a new one. They got
Yep.
two made. It's just they're really into that franchise, and it was cool to see Mega Man finally end up in something else because I mean he's had a rough patch until recently when now he's coming back with all the collections and stuff.
Yep, and people are loving him again, so that's good. And I feel like that and Sonic have like really benefited, like not just because they were in Smash Brothers, but it seems like if you get in there, it just helps everything for you.
Yeah, and then they came out with Sonic Mania, which probably one of the best Sonic games ever made, and
Yeah, people just loving that game. Not to mention they like put Mewtwo in this game like later on too as DLC, which was like kind of confusing at first of how to get him, but I was like, oh, that's cool that they're putting him in. Good.
Yeah, it's like you got him free if you had him on 3DS or if you had the 3DS version.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was
Been a
very
while.
strange. Yeah, it was like you had to own both or something weird. I was like, what? Like, but yeah, Mewtwo and just having him back in Ultimate, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, when seeing that trailer for Ultimate, like all the characters here, it's just
my gosh,
so good. But yeah, I think the Wii U version also added that was cool was the tournament style levels. So the ones where they cut out all the movement and stuff and just put you then in there. It's like fight, and I think that was a really good addition.
For sure, it was more like a kind of like a classic fighting game type mode, which I think a lot of people crave to just be like, all right, I don't have to like run around. There's no story. I don't want that. I just want to fight just again and again and again and again.
Yeah, so it was perfect for that. I don't want to run around the map and like, oh, it's moved now. I've fallen off. It's just like straight up, just having a fight. And the other thing that this one added, which was crazy, was 8-player Smash, and I only got to try it once, and it was chaotic. It was a chaotic mess, but it's an awesome chaotic mess.
Yeah, I did it. I think maybe once or twice myself, and it was just you're right. If you really want to be like competitive, which usually when I play with my buddies, I'm not so much because it's like you're just playing whatever's gonna happen. But in that mode, you have to just like really distance yourself and be like, I'm just gonna be over here, everybody. Like you guys fight it out. Just like all the items and everybody just smashing into each other. You're like, all right.
Yeah, it's just, you can't be involved in every battle in that. You need to really pick them. It's just like they're all killing each other. I'm gonna wait. I can't really see what's going on because I'm so zoomed out and
yeah, for
but
sure.
It was definitely cool, and that was obviously Wii U exclusive because I don't think the 3DS could have handled all that. But
yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, anything else to say about Wii U Smash Bros?
I really liked Baby Bowser and all the variations.
All the variations.
Like he was a cheap little character. I remember thinking like this guy's kind of fun. They had some really interesting little characters in that game, and I'm excited to see them get updated for this Ultimate.
Yeah, everyone's coming back, but
oh yeah.
So, which out of the series so far has been your favorite?
The first one holds so much, sentimental value and nostalgia for me that I'll always just like getting into that. Will always maybe truly be my favorite. But if more on like a technical level, I would personally say I really liked Brawl. I really liked the look of the characters. I didn't really notice many of like the technical changes because I wasn't like a really hardcore like, oh my gosh, they did this or they didn't do that. So I would probably say, Brawl for me right now until Ultimate comes out. But like, and I feel like taking that first one, I just have to like put it somewhere else and be like, you will always be like my true love.
You're special to me, and you always
exactly. Yeah, the Master Hand and everything, and just like how cool that was, and just like
Master Hand. Now he is a true villain.
oh, for sure. Yeah, and is it like, was it us? Like as a we're like, you know what I mean?
It's like, it's just the hand. It's like it controls them. So is that just a metaphor for like the player? Are we controlling them and making them do this?
Yeah, and then it was like Melee, I think, or Brawl. Maybe it was Melee where they had like the crazy evil hand. So they have like the
Yeah.
regular one, and then there'd be like one who was just kind of like a creepy one with like lasers and stuff. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
nuts. Ah,
Just-
good game.
yeah. It's so good that it's so weird that it's like the biggest villain is a hand.
Exactly. Like a big like Mickey Mouse glove that you're just like, I have to beat the crap out of this thing.
Is Mickey Mouse the villain? Is he
Oh
controlling all
my
this?
gosh. There's a dream character, by the way. But yeah, just they pull back and make it like yeah, that would be wonderful.
Oh, that'd be the best reveal trailer as well. Just how they
Sakura's
did
like, I've been planning this since day one to be like, oh my gosh.
yeah, and then that would open the floodgates.
That oh my gosh, yeah, to the Disney Pantheon. Oh goodness, that would be amazing.
Uh, yeah, so that kind of gets us through all of them. I already stated that Wii U version was my favorite because just how it played. I think all of them to me hold a special place, but I think Melee had the adventure mode, which I loved.
Yeah.
And there's a lot about like I think that's my most nostalgic one in terms of like how much I remember that game. And yeah, it was just so good at the time. Having all your friends around, just playing Melee.
Yep.
It's a good
Yep.
time. So yeah, that's basically the history of it. Now I just want to talk for a little bit about the latest one, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which, there's a lot to talk about with that game. And I guess kind of start off with is like, what did you think when they revealed it at the E3 Direct? Like how they showed, oh, well, not even the E3 Direct, like how they first revealed it, even with the Squid Splatoon characters and then
Oh
the
yeah,
big
because we
logo.
were I remember, a lot of people, myself included, were pretty confused because when they showed that, I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." But because they've been porting a bunch of stuff from Wii U, we were all thinking, "Is it just a port with a few new characters?" And I was thinking, "Well, they could do that, but Link's going to be different. Maybe they'll make Mario different. I don't know." But I remember being excited because I thought Splatoon was a perfect fit to get
Oh yeah.
people amped for it, and I was like, "Oh, this could be cool." So that initial reveal, I remember being confused but interested for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just all the characters looking so sinister. It's just
Yeah. I was going like the fire in the back. I was like, whoa.
and just Link and Mario looking evil. It was
Yeah, so
such a
good.
like Sakurai thing to do.
So good. I love it. I love taking those characters, put them in literally a different light. It's like, good job.
Make them out to be evil. But yeah, do we think that how they reveal at E3 was that too much? Did they show too much of Smash Bros. And not enough something else?
Yeah, that's the weird thing is because, last year we had that kind of tease at two big things like Metroid Prime 4 and that new Pokemon game. And I thought that's what we are going
Mm,
to get. When they started showing Smash Brothers, I think it was problematic for a lot of people because I remember watching it thinking like 4 minutes in, this is everything Nintendo's got this year, and being kind of disappointed because they like went on a deep dive. Like when people talk about a deep dive, that is what I consider a
that's a
deep
deep
dive.
dive.
Like Sony, they're like, we're doing like 4 deep dives. I'm like, no, no, no. That like when they're talking about shields and like canceling blocking and stuff like that, I was like, that's a
Little
deep
hop
dive.
jumps.
I was like, and they did show so much. And I think if you love Smash Brothers, you were like all in. But if you weren't, you were so checked out, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate. It's just like 20 minutes of it or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I loved it because it's just like, well, I've been waiting for this. Smash Bros. Is here. Here's everything we need to know, apparently, even if it's like, here's how you block different. Here's what's different about this character. There are two versions of Ike.
Yeah, Echo characters, and you're like, oh, okay, why are we talking about? Cool, great, sounds good.
Yep, we have Daisy and stuff. It's just like,
Yep.
yeah, but I think probably my favorite part of that E3 thing was obviously the end with how they revealed Ridley, and that's cinematic. Or like the way they did that is just like he flat out kills Mario.
Yep, and then like kills Mega Man. And then
Yep.
you're like, see, that makes me think that they could do the subspace emissary again because like have that little CG bit. And I was
Yeah.
like, what if they do more of that? Because as fans of Nintendo or whatever other franchise they have brought into this, seeing these guys interact in a full CG environment that has like almost nothing to do with the actual parts of the game is so cool. It's like these are amazing. Oh, I loved it.
That's so good. I really hope they continue that because that is the thing that makes me think there is one. Because I mean, they've made CGI stuff before, but that just seemed like there was so much effort put into it that it clearly belongs to something. It's not just yeah, we're going to spend a lot of money making this awesome trailer with Ridley. It just you feel like you need to go somewhere with it, and there's just I guess that leads to like how good could the rest be if that's the only one we've seen? if
For
there's
sure.
more.
For sure, and that's the thing is, like, if that's the case, they might only do this for him because they said there wasn't gonna maybe be as many new announcements, which I don't know if that bums you out at all. Like, I know
Um,
for me, like, kind of not knowing was always one of my favorite parts of Smash,
yeah, I
but at
would
the same
agree.
time but knowing that all the ones that I liked are gonna be back and all the ones I disliked, at least I can hit them. Like, Pichu, I never really enjoyed, so I'm like, "Oh,
Oh,
great, Pichu's back." I'm like,
like
"Yay."
useless Pikachu.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, cool. I could damage myself again.
Yeah,
So
go
I was like
Pichu.
super stoked by that. But I'm still hoping they have a few more announcements, and I'm sure they have some others in the works, down the line, which is
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I think they will have a few others to reveal. Not sure what they'll be. And you'd think because DLC worked out so well previously, they might add some other characters in through that.
Yeah,
Which
I was hoping so much that Microsoft press conference we'd see just the banjo, and then just like they'd be like more than Nintendo. I'd be like, oh my god, like that would
that
have been
that would have
incredible.
that would have really made that Microsoft conference even better because
Yeah.
like it's a bit off topic, but Microsoft really nailed that one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep, yep, yep. They had a great showing this year. It was like, good job, guys.
Banjo would have just set it over the line if
People would
Smash
just,
Bros.
that's all
Did.
they'd be talking about. They'd be like, what just happened? Phil Spencer made a deal.
You made the deal. Yeah, so what do we think about like we've got all the characters, but clearly we don't have all the stages. So do you think we need all the stages? Do you think it's a silly thing to leave out or
Yeah, I don't know if they have the level editor in there. I hope they do, so that way people can recreate some of those old ones. Like I loved, and I'm not sure if they're updating all of them or even a handful. I know there's a few,
yeah, there's a
but
few.
like Saffron City from the original one was always like a
Oh,
treacherous, really weird one, but I've always liked it. I was like,
yeah,
yeah, they
I
should
loved
do
it. I
that.
just like how all the Pokemon came out the door. It's just like, who's
Yeah.
coming out? It's just
Exactly. I liked that one a lot. And I also liked, well, I liked Hyrule Temple in Melee. I still loved the top of it, or I don't know if it's just Hyrule Castle in that first one. They had like the little tornado and then the little
oh
green
yeah,
hut.
that one.
You
That
could
one.
hang out with
That's a
Pikachu
classic.
Thunder people all day long. Oh my gosh. I love that one. So hopefully we could at least recreate them if they don't put them in.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know how we're gonna get the tornado in, but
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. I'm not sure how we're gonna do that either. It'd be cool if it was like Super Mario Maker, where like people could upload
yeah.
designs on. And you'd be like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna download these cool new maps to play
I
on."
mean, they could possibly do it. It's not too advanced. I mean, they're 2D levels. You could just put
Yeah,
pieces together. It's just yeah, it
that'd
could
be really
happen.
cool. That'd be really cool. That's what I would want personally.
Yeah, it's just yeah. We're I guess we can both say we're both really excited for this game, and I think it's good that for the Switch, which is succeeding so well with all the information we keep hearing, it's just selling so much, and then you've got this game coming out, and there's a lot of hope for the future of this console, whereas other consoles didn't. But yeah, we finally getting Smash for it.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that was great is that the Wii U unfortunately had to be like a martyr and be a lamb to the
Yep.
slaughter, and people were like, "Wow, this Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze game is amazing," and it's like, "Yeah, this came out a few years ago," and people are like, "On what?"
Oh,
And it's like we use like, "I'm sorry," like
it's like
it's
Mario
like
Kart 8 as well.
yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, they could just keep reselling just that one, like the just
Yeah,
making just crazy money on it. I'm like, get on you, man. But yeah, yeah, I think with this coming now and just kind of reinforcing that Nintendo has a plan, even if we're still waiting on some of their other big properties, which Super Smash Brothers is one of their big kind of tent poles. But I guess I just don't
yeah,
often think of it like that. I think
yeah.
of it just being like the amalgamation of everything else.
Yeah, it's the dessert, whereas you've got
Yeah.
Mario or Zelda is like the main meal, and you get to this, it's like, yeah, I'm enjoying this.
For sure. Yeah, exactly. And this is so dependent on playing with your friends too. So that's
Yeah,
another factor.
yeah.
You
That
can
adds
play
another
Pokemon.
question
Yeah.
about online. Like, do we feel Nintendo can actually do it this time? Because they didn't last time that well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's kind of in a weird position for them because they're going to start charging people now for the
Yeah,
online that they haven't before. And hopefully that would be going into maintaining servers and making sure everything works really well. But if it doesn't, like a lot of these games, like Smash Brothers specifically, might have problems with having legs, unless you're playing with your buddies, just
yeah,
kind of going to their house and doing that. So hopefully it'll work for them because they've never been great at online. And that's why I remember trying to play Brawl online way back in the day, and it was just like so horrible. And I'm like, I just can't.
yeah. I remember playing the Wii U online. It was just there was a delay of like maybe 5 seconds. So
Oh my gosh, you're dead. Like you're just
you,
whatever.
you can't do that in a fighting game of any sort. It's just like
Nope.
you have to predict every move they're going to make before they do it, so you can do a move that catches them off. But like that's not possible.
Nope. Yep.
It's like, yeah, it's just I really hope so much that online works this time. And I guess it depends where the servers are. You'll probably get more luck than I will.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, which is unfortunate, but
Just part of the region.
I just still prefer playing with friends, though. Something about really like that's where it started, and something about sitting next to someone and playing this game has always felt like the right way to do it. You know, just playing randomly against someone who's going to wreck me with Sheik online. I'm just like,
yeah, it's just one of those Nintendo things where it's just like, I mean, sure, it's good that it has online, but the most fun is when you've got a couple friends over. It's just let's play Smash Bros. And then like it's not serious enough that people are button mashing, and like it really works. It's the probably one of the most accessible fighters if you call it a fighter, like for getting people in. Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, just with the simple controls and everything, it's just really accessible. And man, like I'm so excited for Smash Bros. Ultimate that it's not too far away. But yeah, I'm just can't wait.
Yeah, and I think to kind of jump back for just a second, where he's saying Sakurai, I think when they went into Brawl, was saying like he wanted it to be more accessible. He didn't want to be super technical because he wanted people, who were a little bit older to play, but he also wanted kids to play because like me, who started with the very first one, the least technical of them all, and it's just like it was just fun to just have like Samus come punch Kirby in the face, like
Link
that
and
was
Mario,
like exactly that's all it was. It doesn't have to be any more than that, and I think if they keep that at its core, and we're going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end the video, actually, talking about
fair enough
all of that. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on here and talking Smash Bros.
Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure. Anytime. I love Smash. I've got a little poster of up on my wall, the original 12. Oh, so good. Yeah.
Very cool.
It's tucked away.
Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, well, you're on the right place if this is the Optional X channel, which I think it is. Or you can go over to the critical reviews on YouTube and take a look at their stuff. Take a look at both of our things, like all the channels. Take a look at all the channels.
Yes, exactly. Like and subscribe to all the channels.
Yeah, do that thing, and write in the comments about what you think. Do you think we're right? Do you think we're full of shit that we're no idea what we're talking about? That Melee isn't the best one or whatever, but.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a few of those. I'm just kind of curious, like, what if there's one character coming back that they haven't seen for a while in Ultimate? Like, they're like, I'm so excited that I'm getting.
Yeah.
Like, is it Pichu? Are you excited Pichu's coming back, guys? Like,
someone is excited for Pichu. Someone has to be, and you know what? They're a legend.
They are a legend for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one else likes Pichu, but yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Oh, cool. I could damage myself again.